So recently, Bungie has done a dev live stream talking about Act 2 and showing off some stuff that will be happening in Act 3 for this episode of Heresy. And I know that a lot of you have been asking, what are my thoughts on all the things that they've shown, and does it interest me? Is there any hype around it for me, or do I think that this would be good stuff, or do I not care? Whatever. Like, the point is this is going to be just a video just sharing my thoughts. It's not like my traditional videos where I normally just kind of live react to the whole thing. So I normally would just like play the whole live stream and react to it. I'd much rather just kind of do this because I haven't even really watched the whole thing. I just kind of looked at like the snippets and just kind of heard what other people are saying, and that's for the most part. So if I'm missing like some crucial details on certain things, then feel free to correct me. But I know that, again, that people want to know what my thoughts are on just in general with this live stream, like if it's good or not to me. So yeah. So for starters, Act 2 is happening very shortly. Literally the next reset. At the time of this recording, it should be like this upcoming Tuesday. But with Act 2, apparently, I guess, like, Act 2 is going to be a lot shorter than what we would normally expect. So Act 3 is supposed to be happening, like, right around the corner, which is really weird. I'm not complaining, but that's kind of where I'm, like, worried about, like, what are we going to do until Frontiers? Because it seems like Frontiers is most likely not going to be happening until, like, sometime in the summer. And that's a little ways. So this might be another one of those situations like we've had before where a season lasts like a very long time to lead up to the expansion. We've had that before, even like the earliest with like the season of Arrivals, if you remember. I think that was like maybe 4 months of a season or something like that, or I don't even remember how long. But with this being an episode, they're already pretty lengthy compared to seasons, but this one, yeah, I'm just curious on what's going on with that, with the whole that big huge gap between now and then possibly Frontiers coming out in the summer. But with Act 2, we're getting this like Court of Oreks-esque kind of mode, which it's basically what I was looking at. It's just Court of Oreks, but it's a mode. Like, you just load in, do this thing, you have your roguelike stuff like they were doing with the Nether. It looks kind of fun, especially with how like quickly it goes by, because one of the issues that I've heard from other people with like the Nether, because I even shared my thoughts on this, is that the Nether can drag on a bit too much, especially if you're trying to get the most out of your loot. Grinds in there, like if you're doing like expert difficulty and such. So I do like that this one's more if you want just action-packed, fast-paced, here you go. The one thing that I also am like curious about is loot. Again, they probably explain that kind of stuff, but I hope that you can get like double drop, like double perk adepts to drop, just like you can with the Nether. Because that is one of the things that I'm really hoping that Bungie continues to push more often. And not only that, but just raining loot in your experiences. Because this whole, like, getting drip-fed loot, like, every month or so is going to lead to, like, just fatigue if you're just not getting drops. That's what happened to me with the recent episode with Onslaught, where I was doing a full run of expert Onslaught, and it took us like I think like 80 minutes total, so like an hour or 20 minutes, and none of us, all three of us, never got a single adept. And that was just like, wow, like, come on. Like, that's where it's like you got to respect the player's playtime, and that's where most of my attention for Destiny is kind of like drift away, because it's just that, like, I mean, I've done like the newest dungeon, and I'm trying to just get weapons, and all I'm getting is armor, and I'm spending like 6 hours. Like, it's just not fun. Like, I get that Bungie's like, well, we gotta get that playtime, but you're doing it wrong. You're making people really irritated in those experiences. But with that being said, there's something cool about that they're gonna do in Act 3 that I'll get into. But I do like how they allow you to like focus loot with these activities and stuff, as well with this this new whatever you want to call it tonic thing of this episode. So that's nice. And I don't feel like loot is like really rare in the Nether, especially like adepts and stuff. I also hope that seems the same with the Court of Oreks. I would actually prefer it to be a great way to get the adept double drops in there, because it's a lot faster. It's just focused on do this thing, then like go around and explore, opening chests and whatever, doing these objectives and stuff. Like I still kind of like the Nether, but it's just like in my initial thoughts on the episode, I was just like, it could be better. Like I see what they're trying to do, but it's just like, okay, you could do a little more with it, with this like roguelike system. So, but yeah, Court of Oreks, nice. When it comes to story stuff, I just like I was saying when I saw the, reveal of Oreks being back, sort of, I would much rather them build up new villains rather than just keep reviving old ones. And if we're gonna revive characters, it would be nice to revive allies. Like, for example, Asher Mir. I was so excited on the idea that Asher Mir was going to be alive and somehow like in the Vex network to kind of give us more insight on how we can combat the Vex, and that could lead into some like crazy big expansion finally with the Vex, where like we deal with the big scary Vex, like how Panoptes looked, except even more Vex designs that are scary. So, but that went nowhere. So that was disappointing. So like with the Oreks reveal, I mean they already do, like the marketing already pretty much revealed that was going to be a thing essentially. So I was like, not really that surprised. That's kind of why I always hate like marketing for some of these like episodes and stuff where like they reveal the big thing already. That's like the finale for Act 1. So it's like I don't know. But I don't know. I'm still curious about it, especially with Eris. I think that's where the story is more interesting for me, is where does Eris play in all this? Because we all are supposed to think she's dead, but clearly she's not. She's in a throne world, so what's going on with this? So like I'm very curious about that part, if I were to care about the story at all. I still find it like it's interesting. I like Hive related stuff, but yeah. And then on top of that, they did show us basically what to expect with Act 3. With they confirmed that the Sunless Cell strike will be returning, which is nice. I've been saying this for a while, that I would like to see season/episodes start like adding core playlist content that is permanent. So strikes, PvP maps, gamut maps, like all those kind of things. Like I wish that they would just start making those permanent. Like if you're going to be working so hard on this like content for this episode, at least have some stuff that just stays instead of goes away. So it's nice to hear that. I am looking forward to like fail a lot in Grandmaster difficulty with this strike returning, because Sunless Cell was no joke back then, and it probably won't be now, because yeah, especially when you do the boss fight in that pit of darkness and nowhere to camp for the most part. So yeah, exciting stuff. And then of course everyone's biggest reveal, you would think that it would be the dungeon thing, sort of, which I'll talk about, but they showed off Briggs versus tanks PvP mode. Like you get to like pilot a Brig. They finally did it. And then, obviously, you have the tanks, but just this innovation of fun game modes is where I was saying that Destiny really, really needs. And the fact that they're already doing something like that right now with this Briggs versus tanks thing is simply amazing. And I hope that leads into possibly, like, big team battle being a huge thing down the road. I know that there was rumors about that, so That really excites me. You would think that it would be just, oh, it's just a stupid game mode that you probably play for a little bit. It's the idea that they're doing this and where that could possibly lead to. But of course, I just like stupid fun, and that looks like stupid fun to me. But of course, the big thing is the event with the 9, with the dungeon Pantheon sort of thing. I'm excited about it. I'm a little bit worried about it, though, on how, like, loot will really work, because I didn't really get all, like, the details on how it really is going to fully work, sort of. Like, I would need, like, the big details, so probably that's where I would probably have to go back and look at the live stream and listen to everything that they say, or they'll probably do it, like, a, you know, this week at Destiny, and kind of go into details on how it will work when it gets to that point. But, like, you have, like, these multiple difficulties. Like, you have, like, the beginning one where it's, like, it kind of helps hold your hand for, like, newcomers to the dungeon to learn the mechanics. And then there's, like, a little bit of a harder difficulty one if you don't want to do, like, the super difficult one. And then there's, like, basically contest mode. And, of course, if you want to get the best loot, the adept with double perks, you have to do the contest difficulty one, which I won't lie, that is great. But, and I've said this before, is one of the things I'm really worried about the tier 5 loot thing for Destiny. If the only way to get, like, the best weapons is always doing the most painfully, like, tedious, whatever it could be, mode, activity, it is going to suck, for the most part. Like, I do like how, like the Nether on Expert is really not that difficult. But it's nice that you can get, like, adepts with double perks in there without having to do, like, if there was, like, a contest version. It'd be, like, the same with, like, the raid. Like, it'd be nice if you could get adepts as a chance drop on normal difficulty, but not guaranteed. But if you do, like, the master difficulty, you are guaranteed to always get adepts with, like, multiple perks to them and all that stuff, because that's obviously the higher tier thing. Having everything locked to, like, the most difficult thing imaginable is where I'm a little bit worried. I know I'm not trying to be like, oh, I want the game to be casual. Listen, I'm going to obviously do the most hard difficulty thing to get the loot, so it doesn't really affect me for the most part, but I know that, like, 1% or something like that of, like, the Destiny player base actually does, like, the most difficult content in the game, like, which is, like, master difficulty, contest, whatever. So it's just like, I don't know. Like, it would be nice if they had, like, a incentive where it's like you have that faith or hope that you could possibly get the cool adept with maybe double perks on it on, like, the tier 2 difficulty. Like, obviously on the hold your hand difficulty one, no. But, you know, the expert version, I would say, as an example. But I don't know. That's just me. I'm not saying that's just, oh man, you want a casual game. Hello, you gotta have, like, something for, like, the end game players. Yes, I get that, but I'm just saying, I don't know, like, I'm just trying to think of, like, a healthier environment for the players and stuff, like, just like how I've heard that they've made trials a whole lot better. So I'm just, like, looking at different things that they could possibly do. But if it's guaranteed that you are getting one weapon, and when you attune, you can attune, which is nice. If you're guaranteed to get at least one weapon with double perks on that contest difficulty, whatever, then fine, that's great. But I would say this, and I know that this might, like, lead to where, like, people will probably just, like, farm, you know, the easiest encounters. But it would be nice if you could get multiple weapons. Maybe they can have, like, a system where if you complete the whole dungeon, it will rain loot on you of, like, those adepts. Like, that's all I care about, is just the adepts with double perks. That's all I care about. So if they're gonna start giving me, like, the basic, you know, loot for, you know, congratulations, you did the dungeon on contest, I don't care about that. Just give me the adepts. I did the hardest difficulty stuff, so give me that stuff. So it's all about the loot that I really care about. So it really depends on how they do that. But the dungeons that they chose, listen, Spire, great, nice, interesting. Ghost of the Deep, though? Yeah, I don't know about that. Prophecy, though, nice. But Ghost of the Deep? Oh, no. Oh, no. I mean, that the amount of tedious things inside of that dungeon. I don't know, but okay. But it's really nice to see another event being added. I even said that one of the things that really just makes Destiny not feel like an online, like, you know, MMO experience or whatever. It's like the lack of events. Like, we all know we have like the Guardian games and whatever, but like I miss the faction rally. I miss like events where they would return other than just Iron Banner, like stuff that could be PvE related, like the Pantheon that they did with the raid, like stuff that keeps going in rotation every maybe couple months or something like that, or every month, to keep people's attention to the game, to breathe light into old content, that's what they're doing. They're adding new perks. They have a new origin trait, even cosmetics. Like the Adept version has like cooler design for the weapons. If you get the Adept version, it's amazing, and they have that 9 aesthetic. So that's great. Like getting these weapons with these new perks, the new design, all that stuff with this event, that gives me hope for the future for like Destiny 2. This, in general, what this dev live stream has shown me is that I should still have faith that Destiny 2 can go into a really good direction with Frontiers and beyond. Let's just continue to hope for that. But I even mentioned that, and I called this, that normally whenever Destiny is at its worst, that leads to the best content for later, because the higher ups are like, why, I can't get another car? Oh no, maybe we should finally listen to our devs on cool ideas and stuff that they want to do, because they want to do this for the community, those kind of things. So this is all looking very promising. Very, very promising. I'm probably like missing some other things. I know that we're gonna get, I believe, more to the exotic that we got, like the one that was craftable. Like we'll be able to get the perks and stuff to it and stuff. But for the most part, that's like the big things. And I haven't been playing too much Destiny. I've been focusing other games, like taking advantage of the time. Whenever like Destiny has like a slow, like, you know, interest and whatever, I kind of take that as a moment of like enjoying other things, which I already do that anyways, even when Destiny is at its like best. But I really have been like focusing other games. But it is nice to see, like, from like me playing other games and then seeing what Destiny is doing, to see these kind of things. Like, no matter what, I'm always going to play other games, do the variety. That's just what I've always done since the beginning. I know, shocker for people that are like, well, but you're known as the Destiny person. No. I've been playing all the other games all the time. It's just that they haven't done as well as compared to my Destiny content. But, so I just been really just having faith that if I do return to Destiny, my mood will change and I'll be a lot happier, because every time I've returned to Destiny, for the most part, I haven't been really having that much fun. Not all the times, but there was like this one situation where I was doing the dungeon, we were doing the quest, and it was like 6 hours, and I just kept getting like bad rolls and armor on every encounter. I'm like, why do they not guarantee you to get a weapon and an armor piece if this is what they're trying to do? Like, no one cares about the armor. Like, maybe for aesthetics, but no one cares. They're all like low stats. Like, that's exactly why, like, it's just these poor decisions at Bungie with the loot system in Destiny. It's just like, stop. Like, I already know it's just because they want your playtime. They want you to grind, but it's like getting one thing from an encounter and it possibly being something that's uber useless, like armor, or somewhat useless, like a weapon with bad perks. It's just, it stinks. I don't like that. Like, if I was getting multiple perks from the weapons because I was, you know, ranking up like a vendor or something for the dungeon, that'd be different. Like, doing, that's why I like doing, like, the Vault of Glass grinds for the red borders, because I know that once I get all those weapons crafted, I can then go into the master difficulty and get triple perks. Yeah, it's going to be a tough experience for the most part on Master, but I'm getting triple perks. So, great. I don't know. But that's pretty much my overall thoughts on just how I'm feeling with this dev live stream. It just gives me hope. That's like the big thing. It's not anything that I'm like, oh my god, I have to play Destiny right now kind of attitude. I mean, with the new dungeon thing, sure, I definitely want to play that. But I'm not like, oh my goodness, gotta get back on Destiny nonstop. Like, I will be. I want to see where the story goes with this Act 2 stuff. And obviously when Act 3, when that comes out. But yeah, it's just hoping for the future. You know? See what Frontiers brings, and hopefully I will react to that one when they actually do like a live stream talking about Frontiers. So whenever that may be. Supposedly there's rumors that it will happen in April. So, but regardless, I hope you have a chibi-tastic day, night, evening, wherever you are, and I'll see you in the next video. Chibi out.